in where today what we're going to be doing is playing PeterVill on Farm Manager, trying to get as much Claas DLC into this as we can. And we're in. So first thing I'm going to do is buy this little bit of land here and see what Claas stuff we can get in. So obviously, first thing I'm going to do is get a medium tractor, or rather look at land. So what I like to do is see which fields are ready to harvest, and just to double check, we got 39, and is that wheat in 26? It is, so we'll get these two fields, maybe not 26, so, no, not 26. Well, so just the 139 field, and get some machinery in, and let's get it going. So as much as I'd love to get this car, I think that's a little bit too big, too quick, and the difference in capacity doesn't justify the difference in price. So we're going to start off with the Dominator 108 SL Maxi. Make sure we get a header and a header trailer for that too. That's that one, and last but not least, this one. Just tab over to our first tractor and make sure we get that off. Slow off, actually turn that on, ploughing on, lime on, weeds off. Let's get the combine hooked up, see how it goes. There we go, there's that little jump where it adjusts. And let's get the combine up to our field, and let's get it going and working, and then we can pick up the rest of our machinery. now for the difficult task, which will be how to get to field 39. Is it 39? Yes, 39. So it's just behind this little church here, but I'm not quite sure how we're meant to get in there. This little garage. Starting to think maybe heading the other way from the shop would have been a better idea. Well, that's not very nice. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay. Now that that's done, we can turn traffic back on. Okay, so we're nearly at the field, and hopefully this is the correct way to approach it. But something... oh, no. We are right. Alright. Getting in here is going to be a right pain. Or maybe not. Let's close the gate. Right, how are we gonna do this, actually? Let's do that, and then be able to turn around and get this thing going. Okay, harvester unfolded, and if we cut in here, then it will be easier for the tractor and the trailer to come in and have someone to pull up to. Might do one lap to the headland first, then what we can do is set off the worker on the longer length of the field, and we don't have to worry about it. Not thinking about it now. Would be a good shot to get. Maybe not. We got one grass field there. Two herbal and two grass. Maybe. Maybe. Just maybe. Now we just sit back and let it ride out. So we're nearly coming up on one headland completed, and we're nearly at 50%, which is good in terms of yield. Not so good in terms of getting the trailer here in time. But we should be alright. We're only gonna do 1.5 up till we get to the long length, and then we'll set it on a worker and get a tractor and a trailer and bring it here and figure out how we're gonna do the rest of the machinery. Now, to be careful here is the header trailer. Well, I'm clean up this bit and any other bit that I may have missed once the main bulk of the field is finished. And just like that, one headland done. There, no, just a little bit left of the bend, and then we can switch it to worker and leave it. I think just after that little turn off will be great. And there we go. Okay, what are you doing? Right, so the worker's cutting into the field. Okay, well, in which case, let's move away so we don't have to listen to the noise of the harvester and get ourselves our first tractor. Now, what we will need is a trailer, and with it being a fairly small combine, this one wouldn't be too bad. 21,000, that's just under 3 capacities of trailer. But what I'm thinking is maybe just to start it off with, we're going to go for the Fliegel. We're going to go for the single axis, or the one that without the swivel, and we're going to up it to 11,300 for nearly 20,000. I'm going to go for the lighter green / yellowy colour, just so it matches the Claas theme of the playthrough. And we'll just stick with the trailer borg. So if we pick that up, and then get ourselves a small tractor, because a small tractor should be alright to pull it. So this one goes from 90 to 140 for 25 grand. Yes, please. Also get it in panoramic and with a front loader attacher, because we will be doing some sort of bales, definitely. So let's get this one going, and whilst we're at it, we might as well pick up the front loader as well as the bale spike. So bale spike, if we get it in the Claas red, and let's get the smaller Claas front loader. Then we can just stab over to this tractor and get everything set up and going. Alright, so combine's a little bit fuller than I thought it might be, but not to worry. Just put the auger out, turn the beacons off, and we can leave it like this. Right, so let's get our little tractor on the road. And luckily this drive should be a little bit quicker than the other one, as you'd expect, the tractor being significantly faster than a combine. Let's get that rotated. Lower that a little bit so you don't hit any trees. Beautiful, really is. We should also, whilst it's saving, turn up the timescale, and there's something else I wanted. Why have we stopped? Let's just reset traffic, and hopefully everything's going to be all good again. Alright, that's much better. There's a little farm. Now the only thing we're going to really think about is the animals, and which animals we want to start with, because on the farm we've got a a cow pasture and a sheep pasture. Now sheep will be much easier, but they are a little bit annoying to deal with in terms of how often you're gonna move the wool pallets and whatnot. But getting a small number of sheep and just getting them some grass would probably be the easiest way to go. It would also mean that we can start doing some silage work, which, as everyone knows, is very good money. So, I'm into the field. Now, let's open the gate and unload the first full tank from the combine. Let's get the trailer in. Get the barley unloaded. And let's look at some loading wagons. 46 grand for 23,000. Then if we look at the Claas one, I think the Claas one's a little bit out of price range. But this one, I think this one might just do, you know. Do we want the Midas or do we want Trelleborg? I think we'll go with the Midas. So let's buy that one. That's nearly finished unloading. Maybe should have gone for a bigger trailer, but at the moment this one will do. So let's turn this tractor off, get this combine going, and then we can look at getting a mower and a windrower. Okay, so mowers. If we look at the Claas one, we've got a 10-meter one, and it's only 36 grand. But we're looking at 230 horsepower. So if you look at tractors and the medium ones, I'm thinking it's gonna have to be the 800 series. And I think 235 will do us just fine. And what we can do is, do we need white tires? Yeah, I think we'll get them with white tires, and that shall be it. So if we get this, then we can get our mower setup, which only leaves us 100,000. Now, that does unfortunately mean that we will have to get a loan from the bank, but that is okay. That is a-okay. And why have you fallen over? Right. Let's get you transported back to the farm. And listen to that tractor. Just wonderful. Let's get the beacons going. And if you look at the screen slightly to the right, it shows you that we're going 53 kilometers as long as having a speed dial, which I just think is amazing. Real question is, does it show anywhere that the indicators are on? I do not believe so. But it does show that the beacon's on. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. But let's get the tractor back to the farm, drop these things off, and then we can have a look at a cultivator and something to spread lime with. Because that's going to be very, very, very necessary. As our field 39 will need lime and it will need ploughing, so those two things are going to be on our list. Alright, approaching the entrance to the farm now. Have to pull over quickly get out and open the gate for ourselves. Once we've done that, do you know, we'll leave it open behind, and just get these things deposited into one of our sheds, and we can pick up the rest. Question, will you? Yes, you will. Okay, that is great news. So, let's turn you around. Let's get you deposited. And then you can go just in the front. Then we can reverse out of here and turn the engine off. And what we'll do is we'll set the tractor to combine harvester to go up this side, and then we'll be able to pull up alongside it with our tractor and trailer, get the last little bit going, and deposit it in our silo. So we're looking at 6 miles per hour. Should manage to turn around just fine. To pull up alongside. Let's get a little bit closer. And that is us done. Now let's get this back to the farm, deposit it in the silo, because I don't think we'll be able to sell it straight away. But if I have a little look on the prices, we're looking at barley 514. Yeah, that's it's pretty poor, I think. Also, whilst we're here, economic difficulty can be set to normal. What are the prices now? 856, yeah. We'll wait till it hits about 1,000 maybe, and then we'll consider it. But for now, you just go in the shed, which we do have silos, right? If I go in here, no, it doesn't show any of the buildings. If it doesn't, we'll just dump it in a shed, get a bucket, and make a nice little pile. So, first trailer load done. Hopefully doesn't mean that we're going to go back and forth too much, but once I unload this I might see if we have a garage point somewhere, or vehicle customization should I rather say, and see if we can get this trailer a little bit bigger, and hopefully the combine can unload to it whilst it is a little bit bigger. Because I think it might not be this one, it might be a different combine, but I've had trouble with this trailer in the past. So let's pull out, let's get going. Oh, that's having a little spasm. Or do we feed it to the chickens? No. We'll go with no. Simply because barley's worth more than wheat. So if you're going to feed something to the chickens, you might as well make it wheat. But it does say we're on a silo, so we should be okay. Pull in here. Right. What's in this shed? Nothing. Turn the beacons off. Honestly, it does not look like... Oh, no, we do. We do, it's right at the back. So, let's run through the cowshed, and we'll be able to store our grain and get back to the field quickly. But I can't see a eye icon anywhere, which does suggest to me that maybe, just maybe, we're gonna have to put down a toolbox or something. Oh no, there it is. Okay, we found a little shed. Let's get the beacons off. We're on the farm, no need for that. And let's deposit our grain. Pull forward a little bit. Don't know how I feel about the placement, but it is what it is. Just means you're gonna have to reverse out of it ever so slightly before turning around. Right, so garage was just next to the silo pits, which is here. If we reverse the trailer in, right. Now we've reversed the trailer in, we can get out and customize a little trailer to have 18,600. Is that how? Is that as high as it will go? Yeah. So 8,600. Only cost us not what I want. Only cost us 2k, but doesn't matter. We'll also get rid of our front loader. Detach the whole thing, and let's take the trailer back to the field. Because it's only in a 43%, so there's no rush. Once we've done that, we're probably going to take our bigger tractor and go up to the store and find ourselves a suitable cultivator and a lime spreader. Because that's what, well, plough and the lime spreader rather, should I say. That way we can get the maximum yield out of our field and we don't have to worry about it. Alright, we've got a broken down car yet again. Sad to see it, but you know, it happens sometimes. It happens. Make sure our beacons are on. Not like you can see them from this massive trailer we got. I think it's safe to go. Where's the guy beeping at me? How rude. Well, I think we'll have a learned driver in front of us. Barely 20 miles an hour. Bit disappointing, must say. And there we go. I'm going to speed up a little bit. Let's run a little country road. No cars around us. All we've got is a big boy trailer and a beautiful Claas. It is Axion, right? Claas Arian 460. Must say, if I knew the access to Field 39 would be so painful, probably wouldn't have gone for it. But it is what it is. There we see our Dominator just turning around. So, trailer is here. And it's finished off that little bit that it missed off. Meaning we can tab over to it and set it up on the main field and again go back to our big tractor and get ourselves a lime spreader. But first, I think maybe we should have a look at a baler. Simply because I don't want to waste all this straw. And if we are going to do cows at one point or another, it would be wise to just bale it all up, get it all collected, and get it over and done with. Let's just clean up the bit that worker missed. Right, let's get you going, and let's have a look at baling technology. So, if we look at the Claas ones, they're not the cheapest things. Matter of fact, we can barely afford this one, and we cannot afford the Quadrant, despite it being a pretty good looking baler. What we can do, however, is afford a John Deere baler. Question is, do we? I mean, it looks good, but do we stick to the Claas? We could always lease this one, which costs us 4,000 plus another 700 because we'd probably run over the next day because we'd want to do the bales with the grass for that. But we've already put a loading wagon. I'll tell you what, we'll go for the John Deere. We'll go for the John Deere. We'll buy it outright and we'll have it to make. Okay, no, we're not changing colours. We'll buy the John Deere, and because we're gonna have to do these bales, and then whichever bales we do in the future, we can just use that for then. So, fertilizer technology. We had a couple cool mods that we've got, and it's gonna be one of these three. It's either Agromash, the Amazon, and ABC. What is it? ABC bronze. So, 20. So this one's 25. This one's 26, and that 8,200. Okay, so this is 48,000, and this is a little bit. So I'm thinking this one might be the best one. There's a value for money. It can do lime and fertilizer. 24-meter spread, 12 miles an hour. Let's go a little bit faster. Let's go a little bit more. Let's a little bit wider. But I think we'll go for this one. Okay, so we got this one. Let's get into a bigger class. Oh, speaking of bigger class, and to get in the tractor, get the trailer, and I must say, it doesn't look as proportionate as it did before, but hopefully the little guy can hold up and we don't have to worry about it. Right. Let's pull up alongside it, and luckily we fit perfectly. So once this one's been unloaded, we'll start taking the 800 over to the dealership. And we can pick up our lime spreader, as it is gonna start raining soon. So I don't know if we'll want to start doing some lime or what, but definitely going to need to pick it up and fill it with lime. We'll probably also start looking at doing some contracts, start building the money up. Because as it stands, we've only got 2 fields and 60 grand, and we still need a load more machinery. A load more. Speaking of machinery, let's pull over. Get the pipe in. Get you turned around. And let's get going once again. Set you off. Put our indicators on, and let's get going. Hopefully our combine can finish before it starts raining. If it doesn't, it's going to be a big shame. So let's get going. Okay. I'm starting to think maybe traffic's best left hand off. So back at the shop, and the thing I'm going to pick up is going to be our baler, as we got to bale first and then we can get our lime going. To be fair, it doesn't look too out of place. It's not the worst. Does it have beacons? It does. Let's get going. Let's get to the field and we can start doing some baling. Ignore that. Only issue will be, how are we going to pick those bales up? because stacking is not my strong suit on this game. What we can do instead is maybe get an autoloader, but they're not the cheapest if you go for the realistic one, and if you go for the other ones, well, they're not really realistic, so there's always that. Let's run this straight. If we have a quick look at baling technology. So this one's 70 grand for 16 bales. This one is 57 for 14. And obviously these are 9 for 18. So I think we might lease the more realistic one maybe? Not sure. Oh, I'll try to stack them. That would be funny. We'll start off with me trying to stack them. We'll turn our Fleagle trainer into a flatbed. See how that goes. And yeah. So as logical as it would be to do the bit of headland first, we won't do that just because we've got a worker on the combine, and I don't want him crashing into all the bales and me having to reset him all the time. So what we will do is I'll start on this one. So unfold the baler. There we go. Get it going. Lower the pickup, and off we go. Now, I'm not expecting a crazy amount of bales, as, well, field's not been fertilised, limed or ploughed or anything like that, so the yield won't be too good, but hopefully we get a fair few, and we can either sell them, or we can stack them away for when we decide to do cows, or horses, or both. Right, let's lift you up, turn you round, and let's go.